This guy said he was gonna start the episode, and now he's changing his mood lights. He got somebody coming through after. That's what it is. He got something coming through. Okay. All right. Unbelievable. It doesn't matter, guy. You trying to set the vibes. Is that what it is? I gotta do something about this background. This is episode 500 of me talking about this background. I just gotta say, I was just on the East Coast. Shout out to my people on the East Coast. That's kind of why we haven't been putting out video content last couple of weeks. We had that 2-part episode that I did with my dad. But I will say, now that I'm back on the West Coast, based on what people have seen in the first minute of this show, who would you think is on the West Coast? The guy in the vest wearing the Yankee hat, or the guy with the beanie on, sweater, drinking the iced coffee?
Yo, so look,
unbelievable.
I love it.
Unbelievable.
This is why we work so well together, bro. This is why we're just unified. We're connected. And no matter what happens with the show, like we'll always be on the same page to some degree. Because we didn't talk about anything that I've been doing, what I've been watching, my influences lately. And you had the perfect segue, right? So I've been watching Yellowstone. You ever watch Yellowstone?
No, I have no clue what that is.
So except Yellowstone, yeah. So it's basically about the part to some degree. It's a rancher who owns a shit ton of land that's aligned with the part. Kevin Costner's in it. I know you're not a big movie guy, but
I know who Kevin Costner is, though.
Kevin
Give me some credit.
In it. Yeah. All right. So it's a show, right? And I was never like into cowboys and stuff, and the Indians as far as the movies. And it's mainly because of Kevin Costner. Because growing up, when I was young, my mom always watched this damn movie called Dances with the Wolves. And as a kid, I didn't want to watch that. So it was like, I wasn't a big fan of it. But either here nor there.
You're like, fuck Kevin Costner because I have to keep watching this movie.
To some degree, right? And I didn't want to do the cowboy thing and all that. Like, so I got into this show called Lioness. Right? And the writer, I was talking to her about it with a bunch of friends and just people I know. The show is phenomenal. The show Lioness, phenomenal show. I binge watched it. It's 2 seasons and it's over, but it was such a good show. I talked about it a lot with other people. Come to find out, the creator is Taylor Sheridan. So I knew the name, and so I started looking up more stuff that he created. And Landman is another one. It's with Billy Bob Thornton. And Yellowstone, right? So Yellowstone is something he created. So I started watching it, bro. I wanna be a cowboy. Like I started looking up. So that's why, like when you said I'm dressed for the West, now I feel even more like okay, I'm getting there slowly but surely.
Ain't no cowboys in Seattle.
Yo, it's
cowboys
in Montana.
drink.
It's in Montana.
They don't drink iced coffee.
They probably don't.
You wouldn't make it a single day.
Coffee. Yeah. No, I wouldn't. It's gonna take some time, but there's a character in there, and that's why it's so dope. Because it's not just about that. It's about there's some politics in it because people want to buy the land. There's family, it's been family owned for 6 generations. So the family has to show their loyalty. They take in people who, they've been in and out of trouble. They kind of take them in, but they got to show loyalty. So a big thing of loyalty is in this show. Promises. If you make a promise, but keep that shit. Overall, very fire show. I would recommend it to anybody. Easily a top 3 show in my opinion of all time. Like the show is just. This is how much I enjoy the show. When it came Sunday for football, I was really debating, like, damn, should I continue binge watching this or should I watch these whack ass football games?
Well, I hope you made the right decision and kept on watching it. But
I did.
On the other side of the intro, we're going to continue why Quan wants to be a cowboy. This is Infamously Speaking. Let's get into it. Wow. Quan the Cowboy. Not really the arc that I thought was that was coming. Oh my fucking
You gotta post that when you put the clip up.
All right. So here's what I just received from Quan. Breaking news, by the way. AI is a dangerous tool, my friends. This guy just sent me a picture. This shit is even crazier because this looks like it's a fucking trend. So I'm not what I'm more concerned about. This trend called Cowboy Me. That's dangerous. Or the fact that there's this picture of a guy that looks like Quan smoking a cigar, riding a grizzly bear. That should not even real. That bear is fucking number one, fucking you up. Number two is fucking up all your cows. Your cows are done.
I know.
This guy would be the skinniest cowboy. Oh, I don't give a shit. Ain't no rules out there in the Wild Wild West.
No, there is. Your
Wild Wild West.
You go into jail. The only way you can kill them is if they're in the middle of attacking your pasture.
Well, there you go. They'd be fucking up all your cows. Is what I'm saying.
Like if you see them running around and shit, you can't fuck with them.
Did I tell you about my bear encounter?
Nah. Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah. That's
it wasn't a grizzly bear though. It wasn't a grizzly bear. But when listen, if I was trying to make myself look good, I'd say it was a grizzly bear, but it wasn't. It was a little black bear. It looked like it was just confused. I think it just ate like the wrong shrubs or something. The shit was high as fuck. It was just trying to find its way back to the woods.
You was in Philly, Pennsylvania?
I was in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, which is like an hour and a half, I think, outside of Philly. It's in the Pocono mountain range. Beautiful.
I remember the story.
I don't give a shit whether it was looking at me or not. I'll tell you what. I was ready to shit my pants.
Yo,
when I realized it was a bear.
There was a saying like if it's black, fight back.
Racist.
If it's brown, lay down.
Racist.
If it's white, good night. Like
racist.
I
don't think they wrote that for bears. I don't think they wrote that for bears.
They probably did it. You know, this world's fucked up. But nah, so I've been binge watching a lot of shows, bro, and honestly, so you know, as far as in both those shows that I mentioned, Lioness and Yellowstone, to me, the two best characters are female characters. And they got some scenes in there that are like they fucking just killed it, bro.
Yo, who you got watching this show that you're shouting out females this early? We're only 9 minutes in. Who's watching?
Nobody's watching.
He's like, I love it when women stand up for themselves. It's so impressive.
I love when they smack the shit out of people back. They deserve it. No, but speaking of which, right? This is to the men out there who are thirsty, who just have no sense of, like, you have no sense. Like, all right, so I'll tell you, right? You got, there's so many stories I know, but like, these guys that, like, they'll catcall or they'll try and bag something. And the moment a woman says no or doesn't pay you no mind, you just get disrespectful. Where does that come from?
Wow, that's perfect that you say that. So
why?
Number one is because you just fucking hurt, and so instead of you're trying to respond to the pain that you were just caused, and the only way that you know how to do it is by getting angry and disrespectful.
You look crazy doing that.
The reason why it's perfect segue, right? Because I'm wearing this Yankee hat, and we all know that follow sports, especially you, in a chat full of Yankee fans, that Juan Soto took his talents cross town to Queens and signed with the Mets. And the conversation the Yankee fans have been having is very similar, right? He spurned the Yankees for the Mets.
Yeah.
And now Yankee fans are acting like, oh, Juan Soto, liability on defense, can't run the bases well, just shit talking the guy. And I'm like, why, guy? Like, why? He earned the right to go, just like you said, women have the right to make their own decisions, right? They're not feeling you, they're not feeling you. He earned the right to go test the market, and he chose the Mets. Like, what? You're gonna act like the guy didn't hit 40 plus home runs and bring you to your first World Series in 15 years?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, that's valid.
Come on, guy. What are we doing? But I can't stand shit like that, bro. It's like because someone didn't choose you, like you said, now you got to get disrespectful, start shit talking. Like,
Get it, bro. And then some will
it
do
don't
just
make no
like
sense.
the extra shit, like following them around. Like I don't know. Like
Well, I don't know all about that.
that's weird
That sound like
behavior.
some.
Nah,
That's some.
I just know people it happened to recently. It's
Well, that's
just
some Dateline type shit, bro.
having a daughter in this world is scary, bro. Like that shit is wild. But anyways, yeah, you obviously
No,
not
that's
talking about sports
factual.
because you related a
Nah,
female. You related a
nah.
female
I'm no.
being a predator attacking a female to Juan Soto and the Yankees fans. Like,
That it was just a topical sports
nah, I know. It's been a
comparison.
minute. It's
That's
been a
all it
minute.
was. No, I don't necessarily want to talk about sports. I just wanted to bring that up because the discourse around it has been just terrible. It's almost like even
Bitter,
like
like a bitter ex.
you're bitter. You're
Yeah,
bitter.
yeah.
Like it's like you had this relationship with a girl and she always treated you right, but you went and you fucked it up. Or you know what I mean? You just didn't pay her the attention that she wanted, or what for whatever reason, shit didn't work out and they left. And they found something that they felt was better. And now you can be like, they never did anything for me. Fuck them. They can't play.
Yeah.
She could never play defense right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like she could.
yeah.
You know what I mean? She never figured out what made me. I'm not gonna say the rest of that sentence, but if this is a PG family show, but you know what I mean? Like sometimes shit just doesn't work out. So just let it be and move on. What's that saying? Don't cry because it's over. Cry or be happy because it happened or some shit like that.
I
You know
don't
what I
know that
mean?
saying. Don't know
No?
that saying, brother. No.
That must be. I've been spending too much time on the West Coast.
You know, I've been spending a lot of time with your pops. He's mad knowledgeable. He just
Nah,
giving
my
you
dad.
gems.
My dad doesn't say shit like that.
Just
My
dropping
dad
gems.
my dad be like, boss up, fucking yo. Speaking of my dad, so I want to share this little story because you like, oh, you be dropping gems. I'll never forget. Shout out to my dad. We were it was youth football, so Pee Wee football, but you play youth football until you're like 12 before you get to high school because middle schools usually don't have their own football team. So you play for your city youth league. And so it was our last year. So everybody on the team is like 12, 13 years old. And we was playing Ledger. It was a playoff game. We was playing Ledger. And we played Ledger early in the season and we smacked the shit out of them. But come playoff time, it was tied 14-14. We was playing in Norwich. And I remember my dad, and he wasn't even our coach. He coached like a younger group, but he came into the fucking halftime huddle. It was like, you all are playing like a bunch of fucking pussies, like talking to kids. Everybody was like, yo, Matt, why's your dad talking like that? I'm like, he ain't talking to me. I'm like, boss the fuck up. Let's go.
Yeah.
We ended up smacking him after that, but I just sometimes gems aren't always things that are, soft spoken. Sometimes it's just a reality check. So
You know what's
shout out
funny
to
is
my
that
dad.
the coaches in New London did that shit since before that. I remember.
I
You know what I
bet they
mean? Like
did.
being young. Nah, for real.
You can't
I
do that
don't know.
now.
Not a lot of you can't.
I can't imagine that
If
shit
you
would fly
can't
now.
coach like that now, then that's a problem.
I'm no way. You call somebody a pussy, that's it. You're done. You on social media.
Are
You
you
can be on the
kidding
local.
me?
You can be on the local news. Like today I ate. Local coach calls his team a bunch of female reproductive organs. Yeah, you're fried.
No, that's
No
crazy.
way you could do that.
I'm gonna
There's
ask
no
my
way,
boys
bro.
because I got a couple friends that are good coaches in the league in the city.
They ain't calling
in different
pussies.
leagues. Yeah, I wonder if they see. That's why. So I always wanted to coach, bro. I did. I feel like I know the game well. I feel like I can.
You still got time.
I got that leadership. You know, we talk about the leadership and how I
Yeah.
could connect. The problem is that I feel like I'll be the Quan Knight of New London, right? I'm like throwing fucking chairs across the place,
That
choking
is
someone on an
crazy.
accident. But like, yo, I didn't mean it. Like, I just need you to understand.
This guy gonna
Either I'm gonna choke
pretty
you,
well.
or you're gonna choke at the free throw line. Like, you just pick one, and I hope it's the
Yeah.
one where we're not losing the game.
Bro.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you would. That's okay.
I
Though.
have self control.
You can't. Yeah, I can't imagine. There's so much shit that has changed that you can't be tough like you used to be. I mean, you know how it is, especially like in the workplace. Like you gotta like dance around shit because if not, there's a problem. So I can't even imagine, especially parents too. I think, as a parent, like people are fucking or people are just like, I don't know, like they're teaching their kids like to not be able to take real feedback. Now, of course, the
Yeah.
way it's delivered is important, but it's like anytime, even I was around it. Like I went to go, one of my coworkers invited me to a high school football game. It was like a playoff game for one of the teams out here. And he's from the city. His kid is in the band. And so he's like, "Hey, if you want to come out?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" Kind of figure out what the community is about or whatever. And like one of the coaches was getting tough with one of the players, and like you could see, like the player's mom was down there yelling at the coach, like, "Don't talk to my son like that." Like he's just getting coached up.
Hmm.
Like that, there's a reason why your son will never make it to the next level, right there.
Yeah,
You need
I
tough
see it.
coaching.
Like I said, I know I got a lot of friends in in both sides, like football, basketball, even baseball, and they coach in different leagues, different cities. But that's a common post between all of them, which is like parents, let us. It seems like the parents are always getting involved, and they're not letting them coach the way that they need to be coached. And
That's
every
it.
parent thinks their kid should be in the game, but realistically, not every kid needs to be in the game.
We also got to understand that there's growth even when you're not playing, right? Like,
Wow.
how much worse would it be for your kid if they're clearly the coach is making a decision. If they're a good coach, they're making a decision to not put your kid in the game because they feel like they're gonna fail. So what would that do for your kid's confidence if they put them in there and they look like a fucking asshole out there because they're
That's
not prepared,
valid.
they're not ready? You don't know how your kid's showing up in practice. The
That's
coach
valid.
does. And then if the
That's
coach
valid.
tries to approach you and you're combative about it, we see it a lot too with teachers because I got friends that are teachers, and it's like it's so hard to try to motivate kids because they go home and tell their parents the teacher's being hard on them, and then the parents come in with an attitude, not even trying to understand what you're trying. Like they don't understand that the kids is just fucking around the whole entire time in class. They don't get that. And then when the kid comes home with the report card, we're under fire instead of the child being under fire because the child is
Hmm.
perfect. You know what I mean? And I'm sure coaches go through that a lot where it's like, your kid just needs to develop more and he'll get the development in practice, but we're not going to hurt the team because your kid is not ready. That's it. Maybe he needs to put in extra work. How about you come talk to me to figure out why he's not playing? And maybe I can give you some work that he could do outside of practice. Take more
Yeah,
ground balls.
like homework.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Some homework so that if he's serious about it, the improvement will be there. That's how it is. You can't just be a bench warmer and get thrown into the game like that. Not unless you're ready. What is it going to do for you? What is it going to do for your confidence? It's going to break you.
yeah.
And some people, of a small percentage of people, can take that as motivation, but for a lot of people, that's going to be the point where they quit. So what do you want?
Nah,
You
I
know what
get
I
it.
mean?
I
What do
get
you
it.
want?
You need Quan and Night out there, man.
I
Let's
don't know if
br-
they need Quan Knight throwing fucking chairs
uh,
across the stadium,
yeah.
but
So, and that's a part of that show too, which I liked. Is like they're tough. Like I said, it's like the fifth or sixth generation family, right? So they have that grit about them, like of the older ways, the ways of fucking ranching, as you want to say, or just conducting business. And it's like you can't. You just gotta be so politically correct now. It's almost like
it
a step back in
it really
humanity.
is, man. It really is. And I'm not saying that we should allow people to we should allow mistreatment. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we shouldn't perceive everything as mistreatment.
Wow, very well
That's
said.
that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Not everything is offensive. You know what I mean? Like you're choosing to make it offensive at this point. And I get it if it makes you uncomfortable, you have a conversation. But at the end of the day, you can't expect everybody to change and cater for you. That's not how the world works.
Hmm. So that kind of not that specific part, but with Gmo, right? Like I told you, I debate with Gmo so much. It's entertaining to me. It's entertaining. I'm sure to him too, because at the end of the day, we don't mean any ill will towards one another. It's just he has his opinions on shit. I have my opinions, and that's just what it is. And that's the problem I think too. Is like people people for whatever reason can't respect that, right? Like I don't have to change your mind, right? At the end of the day,
Yeah.
if you like Juan Soto and I don't have to change your mind. You don't have to change my mind.
Sure.
My opinion is my opinion. Your opinion is yours. So I try. When I say that, it's like um there's so much shit we've been debating. I don't even know where to start. But at the end of the day, what I hate that this guy does is he'll either retract what he says or he'll contradict himself, or then he'll be like, this is their favorite. This is the chat's favorite. They go, oh, no matter what, we all got to work tomorrow. Like, yeah, I know that, buddy, but that's just you. That's you deflecting from this debate because I'm roasting you right now.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, I think that's the beauty of debate, right? It doesn't always have to be, I'm gonna change your mind. It could just be like, hey, you got one stance. I'm curious why that's your stance. And you might be curious on why I have my stance. Now, if one side is fueled by facts and the other one is fueled by fiction, now that's a little different, right? Or just because you're the spurned lover and you feel like, hey, they chose us, and now you're trying to shit on the person because they chose someone else over you. Um, that's a little different. It's
Yeah,
talking with your heart and then it's talking with facts. And
yeah,
unfortunately,
yeah.
those two things often don't align, you know?
No,
So
no, they don't. They often don't align, but they often are together, right? Like usually when someone's passionate or they're debating you about something, it's something that they're passionate about. So then they let the emotion get the best of them, where they're blinded by the emotion and forget the facts. It's like, bro, what are you talking
yeah,
about?
hell yeah. I mean, you hear it all the time. You know all about it, especially with like relationships, right? Like you could do 100 good things for a person. You make one mistake and that's the only thing they remember, right? Until they don't have you no more.
I was gonna
And
say,
then they're like,
leave them,
oh shit. Yeah.
leave them,
Listen, I say
leave
this all
them.
the time, man. Like, I, I'm not even sure if we was record like if we were recording during the time when my wife went to the Philippines and I couldn't go with him. I'm not sure if we was. I think we recorded a couple
Nah, we
episodes during
did
that
record
time.
a couple because I was like,
Yeah.
this
Oh
guy
yeah,
got
because
left behind.
you guys kept on making jokes,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
fine. That's the kind of friend you don't need enemies when Quan's your friend. By the
Nah,
way,
don't do
so
that. Don't do that.
nah,
I'm a
but
really good friend.
nah, you are. Shout out to everybody that was a very tough time, probably the most difficult time of my life, to be honest with you. Because it wasn't just that. Like, of course, my wife was gone, but professionally, shit, got
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
crazy,
Yeah, it's a
and
bad time.
I missed my son's first birthday, um, and so,
What
but
a fucked up father.
yeah,
Nah.
bro, you know what?
You learned
You
your
know,
lesson.
and what it taught me was like we take so much shit for granted so often, but even when my wife was gone, uh, I truly didn't appreciate everything she did until she came back and picked everything back up again. To be like, oh damn, I don't gotta do that no more. Thank goodness. I don't gotta do laundry no more. Like you don't realize how good you have it till you lose it and get it back. And so like, when you have it, when you got moments like that, or you talk shit about people that leave or do whatever, it's just like you don't because they do one thing wrong. Like it's just crazy how quick you could forget all the good shit that they did for you.
Yeah, I can't wait for that moment. I just thinking about it. I can't wait for that moment. Like, so you know me, like I'm pretty OCD, and I got shit where I want it. I put shit where I need it, and like I have to do things right. If I cook, I gotta clean. I can't have a dirty kitchen.
I'm the same way with that.
Taking the trash out, obviously, making my bed, cleaning the bathroom, whatever I
My
gotta
wife,
do,
my wife makes the bed. I don't
doing
do
the
that.
laundry, like all that shit. I do all that.
My wife
That's
does
why I
that.
said the moment that I have that taken, like I'm probably gonna be like fucking head over heels.
Yo, that's the fucking thing, man. Like that shit is. It was crazy because I had this conversation. I forgot who I was talking to, but it was somebody. It was somebody here in Washington. I was having it. We were talking, and they were talking about like. It eventually came down to like, you have your kids and because they're also a father. I think they have 3 kids though, and they were like, I love my kids more than anything, and I'm like, I love my kids. I really do. My kids are the shit. But I love my wife more.
Hmm
100%. 100% I do. If I had to choose one, shit was like when my kids, when Nona and Emmanuel are gone, of course I missed Emmanuel. I really did. He was still under one. You know what I mean? He was starting to, and you know that age, that's when they start doing a lot of shit for the first time. You know, I missed his first steps. He did those in the Philippines. He said some words over there. Like, so, you know, that time around the age of 1, like they just start becoming so dynamic for what the things they pick up and do and learn. But you know, when you have somebody and you connect with somebody like that, it's just, I'm sorry, man. Like the love that I have for my children, the love that I have for my wife is just completely different. Like it's I can't compare it. I can't compare it. You know what I mean? Because without my wife, there is no children. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they
And
are now.
well, they are,
So
but
what? So let's just say, God forbid, should
oh
knock on
yeah,
wood,
I think I
right?
know what you're gonna say, but
Yeah.
I'm what? Let me see if I already know what you're gonna say. I'm picking Nona. Well, no, I wouldn't. Here's why I wouldn't pick her, because I know what I know what she'd want me to do, and that's pick the children, because she wouldn't want to live without them, and I'd be the same way. But if I didn't have to consider what she wanted me to do, I'm picking her. Selfishly, that's what I would do.
Yo,
100%. I'm not even kidding.
This guy is a savage.
I'm not even kidding.
No, I got you. No, all day.
I'm not even
saving
fucking
you.
kidding.
No,
Well, here's
no
the thing.
matter what.
But here's the thing, bro. Like, I know that first and foremost, my relationship with God, I take care of that. Everything else falls in line. But not everybody believes in that, and that's totally okay. But you take care of the relationship with your wife, everything else will fall in line. Like, it's so true. Happy wife, happy life. Happy wife, happy home. Because especially because my wife's a stay-at-home mom, bro. Like, yeah, people might look at me like, oh, you're the breadwinner. She doesn't work. She keeps the shit in order.
Mm-hmm.
All I gotta do is come home, and you know, I might have to say, hey, this needs to get done or do this, or if the kids were acting up, I might need to fucking make sure that they know what the deal is. But outside of that, you know what I mean? She takes care of everything. And so, like, if she's off, the house is off. That's a problem. She's
I
not
get
happy,
it.
I'm not happy, my kid's not happy. And so if our relationship is good, I know my kids are gonna be taken care of. I know my house is gonna be taken care of. I know I'm gonna be taken care of. And so that keeping that connection strong helps everything else fall into order. Cause you know what it is? Like, you know how it is, bro. When you're out and like work is fucking shitty, what place do you crave for more than anything? Is home. You know what I mean? And so the home is the place, but also my wife is my home. That sounds pretty sappy. She doesn't listen, so this is not even brownie points, but it's true. You know what I mean? Like, what my wife's home. You know, home is not the place; it's the person. So, listen. At the end of the day, I love my children. But
Holy
if
shit, this guy went from the
listen, guy,
person, place, a thing.
I'm using all my the writing skills: person, place,
Guy is out of
thing,
control.
who, what, where, why, when,
Yeah.
how. You know, like
Whatever,
shit,
whatever
bro.
works for you, man. Whatever works for you.
Listen, we just celebrated our 7th anniversary a couple weeks ago. So, I mean, and these 7 years have fucking sucked. No, I'm just kidding. It's been the best 7 years of my life, bro. So, I'm telling you, like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just wired differently, and that's the problem. You know, maybe I'm crazy, but if I could be selfish, I'm going Michael Jordan mode. Fuck them kids. That's where I'm at. That's
That
where
is
I'm at, bro.
crazy, bro.
And you know, I mean, you know, I love my children. You know, I do. I moved across the country for them, so they can have a better life.
I know, I get it.
But
And there's no
fuck them
not,
kids.
your
Quick.
answer's your answer. Like I said, I'm not here to like
Get
make you overturn your answer.
Yeah,
like,
debate me. Get debate me. This is
nah,
where
it's
we
not
at, bro.
debating. It's not debating. It's your opinion.
We say fuck them kids. No, I say fuck them kids is what I say.
Nah,
I
ain't
can't say we.
that. I didn't say that. Only fucking Charlie, whatever I called him in the airplane.
Oh, Daniel,
yeah.
we gotta get him on the pod, bro. We gotta get him and his mom on the pod. Shout out to them. We gotta ask her, how the fuck you let him treat you like that?
I don't know. Well, that's why, because you can't discipline it. Well, you can, but there could potentially be consequences behind it. But like, you know, I don't know.
So you know what's crazy about that, right? So like, this is not like talking about people who abuse their children. So let's just get that out the way first. I do not condone child abuse. But say you discipline your child, someone takes offense to it because now everybody feels like they're the parent and they should say something that has nothing to do with them. And say they take your kids away from you, like worst case scenario, right? So they're gonna put them somewhere else where they're gonna get mistreated and beat up on. Like
Yeah,
that make sense to me.
yeah.
I've never heard anybody say, "Yeah, the orphanage was a great experience for me." You know what I mean? Like, who's ever said that?
Yeah, the foster care system really helped me out.
I loved sharing a napkin with 8 other kids. Who the fuck said that? You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Now,
No,
like,
but
I mean, it builds character, but like, who's ever fucking said that?
oh shit, yo, that reminds me of the NFL commentator. I think he's talking about. I don't want to say the wrong NFL player's name. That's fucked up. But I believe it's Davis from the Bills.
Ray Davis, yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, "Shit, nobody cared about him since he was a kid, or something like that."
Yeah,
Because he went
yeah.
through the foster care system. That was wild, bro. That was wild. How do we do?
Yeah, that is A+ commentator.
Yeah, put that in context for people who don't know.
So Ray Davis, who played for the Bills, and this was the game. I think it was the Thursday night game against the Jets, actually, where he popped off.
Yeah, he went crazy. Yeah,
He went crazy in that game. So he was a foster child, and to the commentator was like, because oftentimes I think he was an undrafted free agent, and so undrafted free agents, you become an undrafted free agent because no one wanted you in the draft, right? No one was like, we're gonna spend this pick on you, and so he's like, none of the teams wanted him. He's like, son, no one wanted him because he was in foster homes. But
wow.
but there was a dope story about that because he had like foster brothers and ended up saying, hey, take them so they don't get separated and I'll stay behind in the orphanage or something like that. So shout out to him. But I didn't hear anything where he's like, yeah, I love sharing that napkin. The 8th person to use it. It was little holes in it, some pasta stains. You know what I mean? Like
that's wild.
So
it's
but yeah, man, you should become a coach.
I should become a coach.
You should.
I should
bring back that old school vibe. This guy's gonna pull up that huddle and be like, guys, back when men were men, and we could play football with no helmets. You know what I mean? That's how you're gonna
have my cowboy hat on, tipping it, spitting out tobacco.
You're gonna have him do Oklahomas against the grizzly bear. People would just get fucked up.
Yeah, we used to play kill the guy.
Okay, things are different in New London. I see. Okay. Yeah, some people took it literally, I guess, when they grew up. Yeah, man. So I'm just curious.
So let's see what else we talked about. Foster care, child abuse, letting
your kids drown. Well, we didn't say that. But, well, you know what? To be completely honest with you, if your kids drown, my dad has a saying. He always told me this growing up about, whenever we go to like the lake or go to the beach or whatever, he's like,
this is gonna be crazy. I can feel it.
He was like, if you can't drink all that water, don't play in it. So
another gem from him.
So it's funny. What's funny about that? Because he's like,
says that?
It's funny because he's like, my dad always used to tell me this. That's what he used to say when he teed it up. And he would say it every time we would go to the lake or the beach. And
so what's the point of going? None of you guys could drink the lake or the beach.
No, we still play in the water. But what was crazy is I'm like, did your dad really say that? He's like, hell no, my dad never told me shit. He's like, I just made it up because it sounds funny. But I was like, he's like, but now you can say your dad always used to tell you that. But yeah, so if your kids drown and you told them that, then they weren't listening.
Yeah, it's their fault.
That shit is crazy. Michael Jordan, fuck them kids. Anyways, I want to know more about this Yellowstone. Like,
so I was gonna bring it up again because there's a scene. there's a scene where the kid, she kind of took him in to some degree, but it was still fresh. Like she only had him in her home for like 3 days or something, maybe a week. So she wanted to take him to go get some clothes. she's well off. The kid obviously wasn't. He actually got arrested, and they was gonna throw him in jail, which would have put him in foster care. She asked the sheriff what's his chances of surviving. The sheriff straight up was like, "You want me to be honest?" She was like, "Yeah, of course."
He's
And
dead.
he's like, "Well, he's better off going to sleep tonight and not waking up." So she's like, "All right, I'll take him in." Takes him in. She's like, "All right, I'm gonna take you go get some clothes." He wanted a shirt, and he was being extra about it. And she was like, "No, I don't. You're not getting that shirt. Try this on. Take that off." He was like back talking to her or some shit because he was kind of like, he was an adolescent, like, he misbehaved and shit. So he was making a scene, and there was a lady there. And now the lady that was taking care of him wasn't even like doing nothing other than like telling him like, "Take the fucking shirt off. What are you doing?" And there's a fucking Karen with a phone like, "You're abusing him. You're abusing him." She's like, "I ain't abusing shit. This is abusing him." And she like fucking physically hurts him. And yeah, that was that scene. But I think I brought that up because so her character is fire. Like her character, she's one person you would never want to fuck with in life because she's gonna get the best of you. Like
sounds like she's right. Sounds like she's your type. Sounds like you'll find her in aisle 6.
Nah. I'm not shopping.
Shout out to yo.
I'm not shopping.
Hold on. If you understand that reference, you're a fucking true fan. Just gonna throw that out. You're a real one. So you brought that up because you agree with her tactics of physically abusing the child?
We brought up foster care. Because now he had to go. Now he had to go back to foster care. I was gonna bring it up earlier. So you want to know more about Yellowstone? It got everything in it. Like I said, it got a little bit of everything. I'm not even I don't laugh a lot like at shows or at fucking movies. I don't know why. I don't find a lot of shit funny, I guess. But I caught myself a couple times laughing throughout the show just because it was like a sarcastic ass comment, or it was like some brutally honest type shit. It's like, yo, how do you not laugh at that? But
so foster care is funny.
Nah, not at all.
That's great. Nah. That is crazy.
Foster care is a great system, right? To some degree. If it's not a foster care system.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Anytime a child who doesn't have a home gets the chance to go into one, yeah. I mean, I haven't heard I don't know anybody that's like positive experience from it, but I don't really know anybody that's been through foster care either. So, but
my man does it. He takes in a bunch of kids for the checks, and he don't really do much with the kids. He just pockets the bread, tries to flip it. Nah, I'll just play. I don't know anybody like that. I wouldn't associate with anybody like that. I just had to throw in a little spice. I don't know anybody like that, just to make that clear. Yo, picking up kids for a parlay is crazy.
Yeah. Wow. DraftKings owns those kids. That shit is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
He said he don't even do shit with the kids. He's looking for that fucking COVID stipend. That's $1,200.
I see this one guy walks around with a bunch of kids in the Crystal Mall, so that's what I was thinking he's doing. There ain't no other reason to be there, bro.
Yo, that is insane. Yo, that slept on business? He probably got an LLC.
Yo, took out a PPP loan for it and everything, bro.
Oh my goodness.
He's decorated his backyard with, the play set. Like he cares about the kids and shit.
Right.
It's just a front.
Right. Shit got nails sticking out of it.
Yeah. That's all dangerous shit.
Slide his metal. That's
first thing he does is put him on life insurance.
That is insane. Can you even take a policy out on foster children like that?
I don't know. I'll ask him. I honestly don't know anybody. You got the people
that's
looking for me.
wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. You're speaking a little bit too much. Like you know a little too much about this.
No. That's my
So
point. I don't.
one episode you show up out of nowhere, all these bottles behind you, sign, AirPod Max. You want to tell everybody? You want to tell everybody what's going on?
Yo, the come up is crazy, bro. Come up is
This guy got a
crazy.
full oil tank.
You was like, you was like, Quan, the lighting's not good. I was like, don't worry, I got one on the way.
And this guy was like, bro, I got my heat on 80. Toasty. Wow. Yeah, that Yellowstone stuff sounds lit. That's where you got the idea from.
Yo, watch Yellowstone, bro. Watch it.
Nah,
please.
but they probably ain't getting paid in Montana like that.
What you mean?
They probably ain't getting paid in
For
Montana.
the kids? Nah, take all the res kids. It's almost like out here.
Oh.
No, it's almost out. Shout out to A, shout out to G. Take all the res kids.
Montana is Connecticut northwest or Mountain West or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, because the reservations there. And they be beefing with each other in the casino and shit. I'm like, that's probably why I like the show so much.
Right there. Mohegan Sun.
Foxwoods. Shout out to my res people. A lot of good res people. Yeah, I remember when I was young playing sports and we had a game at the res. And I was like, damn, they got their own basketball court, like their own gym. That shit was crazy.
You had a game at the res? Oh, you playing basketball?
Yeah, I was playing basketball. Well, it was in a league. I was like, I want to say I was like 12.
I want to say like, they ain't no football shit on the res. I never played a game on the res.
Yeah, basketball.
Just basketball. Makes sense.
Then they had the indoor pool shit. That shit was fire. It had like a waterfall. You know the waterfall at Mohegan?
Yeah.
They had like a waterfall like that, but for like the swimming area for kids and shit.
Shit is crazy, bro. See what happens when you let your ancestors get given like smallpox and all them diseases, plague. You end up with casinos. You end up with casinos, tax-free land. They ain't even have to struggle for it.
No, they struggle, bro. You crazy?
Who? Right now?
Crazy horse.
Right now, I'm talking about right now, bro. Right now, I'm talking about.
Nah, not now. They're just reaping the benefits.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the first generation ones. That's different, bro.
Yeah, they went through it, bro.
Like, yeah, they went. Of course, people getting killed, bro.
Savage, raped, all that, all predators,
all that shit, bro. Dream catchers getting burned.
I was saging.
Wow, that helped them a lot.
They sage a lot.
Do they really? I never understood that. Is that like a? So I think that. Wait, so that's to get rid of. No. I'm ignorant. I want to be educated. So that's to burn away evil spirits, or like it
Correct.
Okay, so it's like garlic and Dracula, pretty much, and vampires. They don't like that shit.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. So what I don't get is like how long does it keep them away?
You get sage again.
Nah, you see, now they costing you money.
So there was a I don't remember her name. She was a Native American, and she was going to see the Native American council, and they know not to do business with her because she's fierce and she don't give a fuck. So when she was coming in, the dude, like the medicine man, saged the council guy. But while she was like, that doesn't work if you do a deal with the devil or something like that. She like poured water on it, and yeah, she was a little crazy.
It doesn't sound like my kind of show.
Nah, it's not. It was just that one scene, and
I'm just kidding.
It was pretty much just because she was a new character at that moment, so it was pretty much letting you know like she's not the one you really want to fuck with.
Yeah, no, I get it. You know, but it's not just that show. Like, for example, right? Like this just, you want to talk about old soul, right? This guy makes fun of me because I got Curtis Blow on my Christmas playlist, and
nah, you got him on your fucking on your saved number one. You know when you got the pre-saved numbers.
That shit was on my Apple Rewind or whatever, the replay, right there.
Yeah.
So my wife and I, we watch House Hunters sometimes. little HGTV, and they was doing that. Like there was this one couple, and like the lady was the girl was every apartment they walked into, they were like, she was like, "Is it okay if I sage this?" And the real estate agent was like, "I'm not sure if they want smoke in here." You know what I mean? He's like, it might impact the smell of the carpet, so I probably wait until you get the place and sign the lease. And so he's like, well, then we just can't. I can't enter this building.
Yeah, some
So,
people like take that shit like really serious. Like,
listen, I ain't going to knock it. I know I was doing a funny voice, but I'm not knocking it. Listen, your belief is your belief.
So I told you, like, I really feel like there's spirits in my house, and I really feel like Scooby sees them.
Oh God!
Don't disregard me, motherfucker.
Now this guy's gonna have lunch with George Washington.
No, it's
dinner with JFK.
No, I'm dead serious. I think it's a young kid and a woman, but so they say dogs see spirits, and there was this one day specifically where he was looking up at and he would not turn like he was looking at something towards the fan. And to the point where I'm like, yo, Scooby, stop. Like, what are you doing? And he's not. He's just. And then he wouldn't come in the living room. And when I sat on the couch, and I'm like, bro, come here. Like, he's always right by my side. He's right by my slope. He's right here right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he would not come to me at all. I had to, like, scream at him. And he finally had, like, his head down, but he was still looking up at the ceiling. Like, he was looking at something. And he finally came over. And they say dogs can see spirits, so I'm pretty sure there was something there. I'm not even bullshitting you. And then people were like, "You should sage your house." I forgot there was some kind of egg thing they said. I said I ain't doing all that. But another thing too is like I didn't realize it when I first moved in, but there's like claw marks on like some of the doors. Like, do you remember the my stairs that goes to the basement? There's a little closet right there.
Yeah.
There's like claw marks on there. Like if they locked a kid up in there, there's claw in there.
Or
I mean, it could have been a
Scooby
pet. I didn't lock Scooby. I didn't put Scooby in there. I would never put Scooby in there. My bathroom door is from Scooby, and my door in here is from Scooby. Nothing else.
So do you think that's why you wake up feeling sore?
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Are you saying that a ghost took advantage of me? Is what you're saying? What are you talking about?
It was like payback for them kids. That shit is crazy.
Nah.
So with that information, what are you gonna do with it? Like, are you just gonna be like, all right, whatever? You know, are you just
gonna do with it?
I mean, I would say just leave it alone. Personally,
that's what I've been doing.
So I definitely believe. I mean, to be honest, I believe in that shit too. You
obviously didn't even believe my story.
No, I believe it. Sure. I mean, I believe that shit is real. Like Norwich State Hospital, I believe that shit is haunted 100%. 100%. In fact, my dad sometimes he does work over there because remember they have this whole plan for that shit to like make it all nice and shit like that. And my dad was like, there's dudes that went there once and they fucking quit their job after. Like, we can't, if you're gonna send us back there, we can't go back. Like they couldn't sleep. They had to go see fucking therapists, and they were just only there for like 2 hours, 3 hours, and they're like, we're all fucking set. So
that's crazy.
You know, bro. Spirits, demons, devils, shit is real, bro. Shit is real. Like, how do you think people could be one person 1 second and be completely different the next? That ain't normal shit, bro.
Yeah, I watched one true story. It was one in England or the UK somewhere.
Well, that's the place. That's the place.
And they were like, the fucking kid was like levitating in the air and shit. True story.
Oh, kid's David Blaine?
Yeah. Must be David Blaine.
Nah, that's fucking crazy, bro. Yo, like, I wouldn't even know, like, in all seriousness, like, how do you even fucking respond to shit like that? Like, if I walked into my kid's room and he was just fucking levitating, like, yo,
we already know what you gotta do.
I'm fucking.
You said it. You leaving him for dead. You leaving him for dead.
No, I'm praying.
You grabbing Nona and then you getting the fuck out of there.
I'm praying. I'm like, Hell fucking no.
Well, that's pretty much what they ended up doing. But they have people for that. I forgot what they're called.
The mediums, but I'll be speaking to them.
Nah, they're not the mediums though. That's not what they're called.
I'm not making
So,
fun of that shit. Like I truly believe that shit is real for sure. Like spirits and shit like that.
Well, yeah, I agree.
100%, bro. 100%. Like the show, like it's crazy because like I've never watched any of the shows, but like sometimes you see like I see like clips on YouTube, like most haunted places and shit, and like people like go in there and they're like, if you're real, do this, and it's like sometimes that shit is dramatized, obviously, but like I believe that shit is. I 100. When people talk about like, yo, I had this real shit happen. Like I'm like, yeah, I probably did. You probably not fucking bullshitting. Unless I know that person's like a known addict or some shit like that. I'm like, nah, it's probably the mushrooms. It's probably the meth or crack or whatever that you was doing. Like,
habitual liar type shit.
It's the same reason why you're here asking me for $2. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you. Just adopt.
Speaking of a bitch a lot, you got the bread. That shit is light. You ain't even gotta ask people for dollars no more. So like, what's the ROI on that? What's the ROI?
I'll put
like, how many meals? How many meals do you have to give?
Who? No,
I'm just saying.
Put them in front of a Stop and Shop like you're part of the Boy Scouts and shit, Girl Scouts, and just have them donate. Especially this time of year, coming up. For real.
That's crazy. He's like, that QR code you're scanning is actually funding my GoFundMe page. That's just my personal PayPal account. That ain't going to the Girl Scouts of America. That shit is crazy. Just because of that, I'm not buying no Thin Mints no more. Sorry.
Yeah.
They're all set.
I got a bottle
sorry, troop number 532. You're all set.
Troop 532 is wild. Yeah. Shout out to No was a Girl Scout.
Troop 532. What's good? We got Thin Mints and not just regular Thin Mints. We put them shits in the freezer for a little bit. We can put shits in the fucking cooler.
This bottle right here. It's I forgot who made it. But it's a Thin Mint. It's a Thin Mint.
I saw that bottle.
I had it when it came through.
Yeah, you had the bottle there. So
you should have said something.
I don't want to try that.
I don't drink it. I for someone who's not into bourbon.
Drinks for the shorties. Drinks for the shorties. This guy, listen, I respect it. When I first saw him, like, so first, we got in on this. So I was on the East Coast, right? I had to leave Yellowstone, right? I had to leave the West Coast, make my annual pilgrimage. Shout out to the Pilgrims, Mayflower.
Fuck the Pilgrims for still on the land.
Anyways.
Go ahead.
So
there's no Native Americans by you? I felt like there's a lot.
So many, bro. Many. So many. But all the big casinos is by Seattle. We don't really got nothing. There's one by us, but it's not. See, the thing is, when I talk to people out here and they talk about, I was at the casino, I'm like, people don't understand casinos like we understand casino, right? Like, obviously, it's not Vegas level, but we got two of the biggest casinos in the United States near us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Even Vegas, like in the world, Vegas is like it's a bunch of little casinos. From what I was told, I've never been to Vegas, so. But it's not
Vegas,
like
that's
big...
all it is. But Mohegan got properties all over the place. They got that shit in Jersey City. They got some shit in the Caribbean. Foxwoods got shit all over the place. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So when people are like, "Oh, we're gonna go to casino," I'm like, "Y'all don't even know casino, bro. You don't even know casino." Like I went one time to this shit, Quilceda Casino or whatever, and I'm like, "Yo, this shit is one building. This shit kind of whack."
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, listen, there's no reason to go to Connecticut, but if you end up happening to be there for whatever reason, like if you want to go to a concert for your favorite artist and you see Mashantucket, Connecticut,
go,
or Uncasville, Connecticut, just check it out. Just go, and then you'll see. We talking about fucking campuses, people. Like their own zip codes. Their own zip codes. This is what we talking about. Anyways, like Quan said, fuck the pilgrims, indigenous people. Shout out powwows all day. We out.
I used to go to powwows all the time as a kid.
Gotta do anything to get some women, bro. This guy showing up to powwows.
I was like 8. Yo, I did have a bad Native
it's
American
even worse then, bro. It's even worse when you're a younger kid because you get laser focused, bro.
Yo, I had a real bow and arrow too, like made out of the real fucking tree. Like I had fire shit. I'm not even capping. This is an honest, true story.
What was your name?
They ain't call me. They ain't give me a name.
Like Little Bear.
It'd probably be like Little Chino.
Oh, that's a fact.
My brother, my brother be like,
Little Chino, crazy.
They call me Chino. I'm like, bro, they call every Asian Chino, bro.
Every Asian Chino, bro.
You're in a Latin American motorcycle club. I could have guessed they was gonna call you Chino.
That's a fact. In fact, I got a cousin named Chino because when he was a baby, he looked kind of Asian. So I wouldn't go out. You don't get stripes for that. Like I wouldn't go out saying that.
That's what I'm saying. That's how off.
In fact, they're just blatantly being racist to your face, and you're smiling about it.
Exactly. All right, so you was coming from there to come to the side of town.
So yeah, obviously we linked a couple times when I was out there. And so shout out to you. Like those bottles that he has behind him are not just for display. And so I appreciate that because a lot of people got their collections, and what I've never understood is that you have all this liquor behind you, but you barely drink it. Like you drink it. It's there for show, right? And I get it. Sometimes you don't want to crack open an expensive bottle, but shout out to you because not once but twice. The second time I didn't drink as much because I was driving, but the whole flight, the whole whiskey flight, different bottles explaining, like why is this so special? How it was made? That bourbon's got to be I think it's 51% corn mash, corn based or whatever, and it's only made in Kentucky because Tennessee is not bourbon, it's Tennessee whiskey, all kinds of shit. So the knowledgeable shit, and so all that to say, what I've been sipping on this entire episode, and you see I'm not babying it, right? Even though Eagle Rare sound good, is Buffalo Trace.
Eagle Rare, bro.
That's right. It's crazy.
You just say you got Buffalo the Buffalo Trace.
So shout out to you. And listen, guys, if you ever want tasting experience,
don't come here.
$1,000.
Yeah, you about to
$1,000.
$1,000.
No, not for free.
I'll take $1,000.
Because it's not just the liquor. You can be drinking some expensive stuff too. It's not like he's only pouring out cheap shit.
There's definitely.
That Weller is crazy too, by the way.
I thought you just really about the Eagle Rare.
And he was generous with the pours too. It's not like he's specific. You only get an ounce there, sir. Like generous, and it's the whole vibe. You know what I mean? Whatever you want, you got. Listen,
and if
Quan Cigar Lounge. If you made it to the end of the show, thank you so much. Hope you were entertained. And as always, think critically, speak infamously. We out.